Germany's eternal chancellor, Angela Merkel marks 15 years in office.
Here's a summary of the article.
In power so long she has been dubbed Germany's eternal chancellor, Angela Merkel marked 15 years at the helm of Europe's top economic power on Sunday, with her popularity intact and public trust in her leadership reaching new heights. For many, the pragmatic and unflappable Merkel has served as a welcome counterweight to some of the brash authoritarians and populists of global politics, from Brazil's Jair Bolsonaro to U.S. President Donald Trump to Vladimir Putin in Russia, and many have looked to her as the true leader of the free world during the Trump era. Singer-songwriter Wolf Biermann said Merkel showed the world the friendly face of human rationality when she chose not to use barbed wire, clubs, water cannon, machine guns and tanks to chase away thousands of desperate refugees on the German border. Time magazine named Merkel Person of the Year in 2015, calling her Europe's most powerful leader, as she helped lead Europe through the Greek bankruptcy to the refugee crisis to the response to the November attacks in Paris. Each time Merkel stepped in. Merkel, now the EU's and G7's most senior leader, started as a contemporary of George W. Bush, Tony Blair and Jacques Chirac when she became Germany's youngest, and first female, chancellor in 2005. Merkel kept the name of her first husband, whom she married in 1977 and divorced 5 years later.
This post received a score of 44,000, with an upvote ratio of 91%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Eternal, yet still hasn't passed Helmut Kohl for most years as chancellor. Badly translated German joke ca. 1999 incoming. After Kohl stepped down, he was relaxing at home with his wife when the phone rang. She answers and the caller says, "May I speak to the chancellor please?" She replies, "My husband is no longer chancellor," and hangs up the phone. Next day, same thing. Day after that, same thing. On the fourth day she says, "I keep telling you my husband is not the chancellor anymore." And the caller says, "Yes ma'am, I simply cannot hear it enough."
Ah yes, the classic German "sorry for my bad English" disclaimer before regaling us with several hundred words of flawless prose.
You have it backwards. I'm a native English speaker who was nearly fluent in German back then and not nearly so much now. Perhaps, poorly recalled, would have been more accurate than, poorly translated.
Ah, the classic German, I'm English, excuse.
It's an old English joke, but it checks out.
Sign not English. Who's the favorite to take over the chancellorship?
That isn't clear yet. Her party, the CDU, doesn't have a candidate yet. There are several potential ones but no decision has been made. Only the SPD has a candidate so far, Olaf Scholz, current vice-chancellor and Minister of Finances. He was before that minister-president, more or less governor, of the city-state of Hamburg. But his chances to actually get elected are right now not the best.
I hope it won't become Friedrich Merz, who seems to be the most conservative and did business with BlackRock in the past.
My money is on soda. I can hardly imagine that TBH, a chancellor from a party that doesn't even exist outside of Bavaria. Sure, he is currently the most liked among the candidates, even though he technically isn't even one of them, but generally he doesn't seem to have a lot of supporters outside of Bavaria, or maybe the Reddit bubble just made me think so. She could break the current record set by Helmut Kohl by staying in office one more term, but she doesn't want another run.
Didn't she also start losing approval in the last election? IIRC it took quite some time find a coalition to form a majority government. Maybe that reflects more her party than her, or maybe things changed since COVID. I don't know enough about German politics.
Voters went slightly to the left or the right. Before COVID it was a less centrist time. It's hard to explain how broadly respected she has remained though, at home and abroad.
We live in Kreuzberg, Berlin, a notoriously left-leaning district, and most people I talk to say, fuck the CDU, but Merkel is alright. It's hard to get your head around, but as a person she is very popular. Especially during crisis.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.